Good evening, everyone. It's wonderful to see everyone here. Just a few housekeeping requests. One, I'd like to ask you to silence and turn off the buzzers on your cell phones and devices. You do have permission to film your own child's performance. However, if you are taking a photo, please ensure that the flash is off. We're also filming this evening's recital. I'll have it up on YouTube tonight and send out the link probably tomorrow morning with all time codes there. You can send it out to friends and family. Additionally, please do your best to stay for the entire performance. Sometimes matters are pressing and you must leave, but remember that all performers deserve an audience to play for. I would also like to begin with a land acknowledgement before we get underway. I want to acknowledge that our studio and today's performance venue reside within the territory of Saugeen Ojibwe Nation, which includes Chippewas of Nawash Unceded First Nation and Saugeen First Nation, and is home to many Indigenous peoples, including Haudenosaunee and Anishinaabe. We've had a fantastic year of music making together. In the fall, students learned Halloween and Christmas music. We've played many music games, strengthened our note reading with the Note Rush app, and worked on our rhythm skills with rhythm cups. And of course, who could forget the prizes students have purchased with their music money? Sometimes it's even called call-in currency. And this was earned through their practicing, as you well know. A number of students performed in the GTMTA, the Georgian Triangle Music Teachers Association Students Showcase in November. And then in April, they received amazing feedback from Master Teacher Mark Widner at the GTMTA Masterclass Series. Several students could not be here this evening, and I'm grateful that they kindly recorded themselves performing so we could still enjoy their hard work. I'm also pleased to announce that tonight we have two special guests performing for us. My friend and colleague Selena Ree of Selena Ree's Music Studio wasn't able to flesh out their recital on their own, so she has sent two singers to perform for us. And without further ado, we're going to get started. So our first performer is Bronwyn. Bronwyn will be performing a duet along with myself, and this is by Andrea Dow, and it's called Dog Park Delight. It's got a few lyrics I'll be singing along with. And there we go. Just a reminder, performers, take a bow after you perform, just like Bronwyn did. Our next performer is Willa. Willa will be performing Bunny Lullaby, also by Andrea Dow. Thank you, Willa. Our next performer is Rosie, and Rosie will be playing, also by Andrea Dow, a lovely little tune called Tweedledee. Thank you very much, Rosie. Our next performer is Nova, and I don't need to introduce the next composer. It's still Andrea Dow, and Nova will be performing Home by Four. Thank you very much, Nova. Okay, so if you've been wondering what I keep doing, rushing around there, I have for my studio some footrests to match the height of the student, so we don't have some dangling legs, and also a little foam block so they get their arms to the right position. And so what I have to do next for our next performer, Emily, will be playing Queen of the Sea, and I have to bring out some pedal extenders, and that's so that we're able to reach the pedals at a younger age. So Emily, come on, let's go play Queen of the Sea. Thank you very much, Emily. Okay, our next performer is Rockwell. Rockwell will be performing not a piece by Andrea Dow, but by the Fabers, and this is Dancing with Frankenstein. Thank you very much, Rockwell. Okay, our next performer, Vivian. We're headed back to the land of Andrea Dow with a piece called Future Friends. Thank you, Vivian. Our next performer is Seren. Seren will be performing a piece by from the same collection that Vivian just did, and it's called My New Toy, also by Andrea Dow. Thank you, Seren. And next we have Emily. And Emily will be playing a piece also by Andrea Dow. This one's called A New Day. Thank you very much, Emily. All right, our next performer, we have yet another Andrea Dow piece. This is Islay, and Islay will be performing Safely Fly. Thank you very much. Okay, we now have our first collaborative work this evening, and we're going to be hearing a duet. Felix and Payton will be playing Knock, 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 and this is by Chrissy Ricker. Okay, thank you. Well, our next performer might not be playing all 7 octaves on the piano, but he will be playing a piece about the 7 C's. So I'm going to ask Theo to come up and play Pieces of 8. Thank you very much, Theo. Well, I'm going to ask Hewitt to come up now, and we had difficulty choosing one piece for a recital, so Hewitt would like to perform 2 pieces. The first is Showboat by the Fabers, and the second is Broke Dancing by Andrea Dow. right, thank you very much, Hewitt. Our next performer will be playing Smooth and Crunchy. I'm going to ask Harlen to come up, and this piece is by the Australian composer Elisa Milne. Sometimes we have to make little nonsense phrases and nonsense words to assist with rhythms. And so, admittedly, this only came to me last night when Harlen was here, but what was that little saying we said, Harlen? I love pickled juice. It works perfectly. Okay, our next performer in this section is Cian, and Cian will be performing Snappin' Harriet by the Fabers. All right, well, it's time for our first special guest, who had to be here anyhow. I'm going to introduce Neelah Irving, and you'll notice she's in there twice. She's got a piece to play later on, as she's both my student and Selena's student. So Neelah will be singing, sorry, I'm not even going to try to pronounce. Go ahead. Thank you. This is a French-Canadian folk song arranged by Oscar O'Brien. just a little thank you very much for doing extra work. Okay, moving on, our next performer is Felix. Felix can come back to the piano, and he played this piece for the master class back in April, or May rather, and it was very well received. This is Nightscape by Jennifer Eklund. All right, thank you very much, Felix. So by pure coincidence, a number of students chose music based on space themes with various topics. So I put all of them together in one set for a nice cohesive theme. So I'm hoping that you'll enjoy the set of Neptunes. Abby, you said you would laugh more at that. Thank you. That's what I was going for, thank you. So our first performer is playing an arrangement of a Chinese folk song. So I'm just going to, before I ask Max to come up, this is a poetic translation of the song. And the song is called Silver Moon Boat. So little silver moon rides the sky like a boat. Past the twinkling stars it will float, lightly float. Sail little moon boat to the west. Sail little moon boat while I rest. So Max, come on up and we will take a listen to Silver Moon Boat, arranged by the Fabers. Thank you, Max. Our next performer is playing, where are we? Okay, there we go. So I skipped. No, I didn't. Okay. Is playing The Milky Way. Annabelle, please come on up. And this is also by the Fabers. Thank you very much, Annabelle. Okay, well, just before we watch a video from one of my students, I just wanted to give a little spiel about the next composer. So while music history is filled with big names such as Bach, Mozart, Beethoven, and Chopin, it can take many years of study before aspiring pianists reach the point of playing that well-known music that they hear. In our current age, we are blessed with many composers who make it their mission to write music that young students find compelling, interesting, and worth learning. And a few of the pieces we're going to hear tonight are by one such living composer, and she's an American composer named Susan Staples Bell. For me, one of the benefits of teaching music by living composers is that we can speak with them, and they're often extremely receptive to hearing how students are enjoying their music. This past winter, Susan Staples Bell released a collection of pieces about space, where many of these pieces were chosen from. And then quite recently, she released a collection all about summer and summer activities. I wrote to her shortly after one of my students picked one of those pieces and let her know that they were quite enjoying it, and I was enjoying it as well. And she was enthusiastic and wrote back the next day and said, oh, I really want to hear how those pieces are going, and so I'll also be sending a video to her later on so she can see videos of these students. So our next performer is Otti, and Otti's going to be playing Wormhole Wonders, and this is by Susan Staples Bell, and this is a video. Very lovely piece. Okay, our next performer is Elan, who will be playing Astronaut in Space by Andrew Harbridge. Thank you, Elan. Okay, our next performer is Olivia, and she'll be playing another piece about the moon, this time Amber Moon by Kevin Olson. Thank you very much, Olivia. Okay, our next performer is Abigail. And Abigail will be playing a lovely piece, Distant Stars by the British-Canadian composer Judith Snowden. Yeah, we know that part from our history part for their exam, right?
Totally true. Yeah. Sure. Of course.
I just want to take a moment to wish Abigail good luck. Next week, she will be playing the first half of her Conservatory Canada Level 7 exam. Okay, rounding off our space section is Payton. And Payton will be playing Lost in Time. And this is another piece by Susan Staples Bell. Thank you very much, Payton. Okay, our next collaborative work of the evening, I'm going to ask Elan and Mia to come up to the piano. They're going to be playing a traditional French-Canadian song, The Windmill, and this is arranged by Heather Nanny. Wonderful. Thank you. Okay, we have another video now, and this is Holly, and she'll be playing, this is the other collection, this by Susan Staples Bell I was mentioning earlier, all about summer activities, and this is called Trampoline Fun. Moving on, I'm going to ask Nadia to come up, and we have a lovely piece by Canadian composer Wes Frosa named Desert Dessert. Thank you very much, Nadia. I'm going to ask Mia to come back up to the piano. And we have a lovely piece called Dreams of a Mermaid by German composer Barbara Ahrens. Thank you very much, Mia. Okay, our next performer will be playing a lovely piece by the New Zealand and now Canadian composer Christopher Dorton, who is a perennial classic with students. Ruth Anne will be playing White Sand. You'll hear that lovely Caribbean feel in this piece. Thank you very much. Okay. Our next performer is playing an interesting character piece called The Goblin and the Mosquito. And this piece is by the African-American composer Florence Price. I'm going to welcome Xavier to the stage. Thank you, Xavier. We almost got there. Okay. It's time for me to introduce our second special guest this evening, and that is Georgia. I'm going to ask Georgia to come up. So while she is going to be performing a musical theater number, Georgia is also an accomplished singer and songwriter who has been writing music since she was 10 and has an album produced and published. You can find her album, Don't Water Dead Flowers, on Spotify and Apple Music. This evening, Georgia will be singing Never Ever Getting Rid of Me from Waitress, the musical, and this is written by the pop singer Sarah Bareilles.
Try, oh, but I
I forget his smell, she scratched me. What she was trying to say was, Oogie, come and catch me. I learned quickly that perseverance stood between a cat and her new best friend, me. Oh, I'm gonna do this right. Show you I'm not moving. Wherever you go, I won't be far to follow. Gonna love you so. You'll learn what I already know. I love you means you're never, ever, ever getting rid of me. You can try, oh, but I love you means you're never, ever, ever getting rid of me. You can try, oh, but I love you means you're never, ever, ever getting rid of me.
All right. Well, Neelah, I guess it's time to come back here. Our next performer is Neelah, and she will be playing a lovely Canadian piece, and this is Prairie Sunrise by Diana Neufeld. Thank you again, Neelah. Okay, here's the big thing that we're going to work on. We've got a trio now. We've got a little bit of nerves going on. We're going to do great. So this is very exciting. So we have Olivia, Nadia, and Ruth Anne. We're going to be playing a trio called Hit the Ground Running by Jennifer Eklund. Logistics are great. Good. was fun. Guess we'll do another one at Christmas. Okay, moving on. Olyndra, would you like to come up to the piano? We have a nice piece here, again by our German composer Barbara Ahrens, and this is called Dangerous. We have one more student coming up. Dash, would you like to come up and serenade us? This is a lovely piece, Nighttime in the City, by Mike Springer. Well, if you're following along in the program, it's your turn. So I think we all enjoyed the one at Christmas so much with a sing-along. I'm going to give you another chance. No singing this time, it's okay. So another amazing composer whom I've had the pleasure of speaking with directly is Wendy Stevens, also an American composer, who writes a great number of pedagogical works for students at young ages. We had quite a few pieces of hers performed in the Christmas recital. This evening, we're all going to be involved with an audience participation piece she wrote titled Guy Eye. It has a mysterious sleuthing quality to it. You have one part, just one part that you have to do, but it's all the way through the piece. So I think everyone can mostly do this. All you have to do is lap, lap, snap. If you can't snap, you can clap. So that's also be lap, lap, snap, lap, lap, snap. Like that. Okay. So I'm going to be at the piano. Okay. I love it. You're all so enthusiastic. So when I give you that symbol, you can just stop. I'll just be at the piano. I'm going to get started with you, and then I'll start playing. Okay. If this works out, we're taking it on the road. All right, so we have. Let's keep going. Okay, we're going on the road. Okay. Okay. We'll just go into that final slide. Nice and summary theme. I want to ask everyone to give another round of applause for these performers tonight. And also thank you to the students for working so hard to make this recital come together and sound great. Parents, grandparents, friends, family who are responsible for bringing your child to lessons on a weekly basis and for monitoring practice at home, I want to give you a round of applause. And thank you to Emmanuel Presbyterian Church for hosting our event this evening, and to Bob and Sandy Merritt at the back for providing us with technology. So we're just about to finish, but I'm going to have a couple things just afterwards, so that's it for now. And have a safe and happy summer, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the fall. So before I let you go, I have certificates for all performers. I'll be calling them up one by one in a specific order.